You don't need to know how to draw. You can storyboard a movie using Stickman. Storyboards are used to visualize the script. I'm going to imagine the script and draw them down. Starting with the first scene, as the script says, Ethan run fast along the hallway. So I'm just going to draw him in Stickman running. So let's draw his head, then the body and the legs. So I'm just trying to illustrate him running. So I'm going to add an arrow here so that I can notify myself that he's running forward like this. So this is the scene basically, he's running fast along the hallway trying to find his way around the building. So you can use many camera shots in storyboards. So I'm just going to add another camera shot to this scene. So I want to show his face here. So I want just to show his face here. So I'm just going to draw his head border. So we can call this his head. So let's give him, let's say this is his mouth. So I'm going to write P here so that I can notify myself that this Stickman is the protagonist. So you can also add one here as well. So you can add the arrow as well. So I'm going to go to the next scene now, which is the lunchroom. If you check the script, it says Ethan's hut is run, looking like he found the room. So I'm just going to, let's start drawing a door here. He hasn't entered the room yet. So let's just draw a door here. So I'm going to draw him in Stickman. So I'm going to add an arrow here that he runs out. So he's going to run back inwards. So you can just leave it like this. So he runs and hut is run. So Ethan noticed someone walking towards him. So this is the action of while he hides beside the door. So I'm just going to draw a two security here walking towards this side like this. I want them here, so I'm just going to be drawing them in another shot. So let's use Stickman. So then the second security, so I'm just going to write S here for security. So I'm just going to withdraw this door here, and we can just bring out a little part of his head to notice us that he's actually running. So we can add some camera movement as well. You can add camera movement in every shot you want. So I'm just going to add some arrow here to show that I want this camera to zoom out. So it's going to zoom out to this next shot. So I'm going to add an arrow here to notify us that the security walks towards the scene, walks along the scene, or anyhow. So I'm just going to draw a zoom. Is it zoom in or zoom out? Sure. So I'm just going to draw a zoom out of this scene. So I'm going to start with the spaceship. I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use this camera to illustrate the spaceship. So let's continue this room. So I'm just going to draw this door a little bit smaller. Then I'm going to draw him here. I'm going to draw Ethan here. So I'm checking the storyboard again. So after the security passed, it's going to come out back and launch the drone virus. So I'm just going to draw him here. He can't enter because the room is monitored by the securities. So I'm just going to draw him. Okay, that's right. So I'm going to draw a zoom in back of this room, like this room. I'm going to draw a zoom in back. You can add some details here, like something like roof, so that you can know that okay, this is actually a zoom in. So you can add some details here, as well as this hallway. You can add details like the ground level or something box here that is running. Okay, so let's go to this shot. So I want a zoom in of this one. So I'm just going to draw the door bigger. So let's draw Ovid controlling the drone. So let's say this is the tech watch. So I'm going to illustrate this as the drone. So you can add some actions here with using arrows. So we know that the drone started from here and it came up and flew through the spaceship. So now I'm going to zoom out on this as well. I'm going to add the camera movement of zooming out of this. So let me draw this view back. So I want this view. So I'm just going to draw this for the spaceship. Okay, then the little door. So I'm just going to draw the drone here. Yeah, and you can add some details and some action as well. So you can illustrate how it flies through the room, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to add an action that the drone went off from here to somewhere, then it came back here and attached to the spaceship. So when you look at the scene again, it says Ethan's launched the drone somewhere from here. Ethan launched the drone from his tech watch, and he waits for the drone to successfully connect to the spaceship. So here is where the drone is going to be is going to connect successively. So the spaceship is going to launch. So I'm just going to draw the spaceship launching with the drone on it. So you can just use an arrow key here to illustrate this drone is going to launch. So I'm just going to draw the door, then Ovid head. You can add some characters behavior here that is going to be jubilating. So I think this is the end of the storyboarding.